All right, I'll say it. Ghostbed.com/Norton. Promo code Norton. You know why I'm in a good mood? Because I'm finally able to be frightened again in my own bed. I'm back in my comfy ghost bed. Ghostbed.com. That's right. Ghostbed.com/Norton. For 10% off site-wide for a limited time. And you can take that fun mattress quiz. That is ghostbed.com/Norton with the Como code Norton. Too bad I wasn't scared into speaking properly. Thank you, Ghostbed. Town Ballroom, Buffalo, May the 7th. June the 25th, I return to Iowa City, Iowa for the Engelbert Theater. June 26th, 27th, I'm flying out to Chicago to do The Den. July 10th and 11th, Stamford, Connecticut. July 24th, 25th, Point Pleasant, New Jersey. November 13th through the 15th, New Orleans. It's Skankfest. November 19th, Brea, California. December the 4th and 5th, Freehold, New Jersey. JimNorton.com/tour. Brand new hour of material.
What did he say? He made it a joke? Whatever.
Oh, Kimmel made some kind of a joke about expectant widow, about Melania. But I thought, didn't he do it before the actual White House Correspondents' Dinner?
He did it a few days ago.
It was a few days ago, and I guess it just aired. About Trump and him.
It was almost prescient.
I mean, it was one of those things where you
know?
say it, you're like, what did this guy know or something?
I mean, you just sort of think a little bit, but probably not, though, you know what I mean?
No, that'd be a dead giveaway.
Right.
If you said it beforehand and then it happened.
I mean, then maybe it is a dead giveaway.
Oh, come on, Lou.
Yeah.
I like, you look different. You've trimmed up since the last time I saw you.
Yeah, the day we got back, I took it all off.
You did?
Yeah.
Why, were you sick of it?
The second I got home, I looked in the mirror and I was like, what do you know? It got like this.
It did get long, and I remember probably the best thing I did on that trip was help convince you not to get your beard trimmed in Bangalore, India, on the side of the road by that guy. The guy there was a guy doing these haircuts.
Yeah, he had a barber chair in the street. I mean, street. It was just rubble, but he had a guy, and he was cutting hair on the street. And I wanted to do it.
Yeah, you were like, we should go back and do that. But it was like, that's like lice or something waiting to happen. How do you feel about the trip? I felt so good. Like, I was looking forward to getting home towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Because I missed home.
Yeah,
but
me too.
man, am I glad I did that.
Yeah, that was one of the best things I ever did in my life.
Really? Were you feeling like, before we went, I was feeling like, oh, I don't know, man. Why did I say yes? Not that I didn't want to go, but I was nervous about it, and like just they're not going to like me in India. They're not going to like me in Greece.
Yeah.
And then once we were there, I was like, man,
I never had any doubt that you would go over big over there, because I've played at least some Eastern countries. Yeah. And they love comedy, so you know what I mean?
Yeah. They were good. By the way, I did hear your Israel. Someone told me that you caused such a traffic jam in Israel when your show's there, that it's kind of like a running joke with people, the traffic jam outside. I was talking to some, she said like in Israel, it's a very small community, and they were talking like the fact that you caused such a traffic jam is still a topic of conversation.
Just the jizz on the street was.
I was, and the fact that Keith Robinson really tanked made me very happy.
Oh, that was the best. Yeah, because I don't know which time that we were there, but. I went there twice. 3 times. But anyway, when Keith, we had this huge, it was like an airplane hangar. It wasn't a great situation with rickety risers for a stage. But it was like something like 8,000 people. And I have an offstage mic, as you know, when I introduce the first opening act, so I can tell the audience this is my friend and treat him well. And it always gives people a little, I make a few dumb jokes and then... But they didn't set up an offstage mic, and we didn't know till right before the show started. And I was like, I can't let Keith go up cold, and everybody's scrambling. And Keith went like, hey, I got it. Like, don't worry about it. And I was like, wow.
What a pro.
Yeah, God, that's what you love about a veteran like Keith.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll go on. No, get it going on, no problem. So he goes on, and he's, how you doing? And he starts doing jokes, and just 8,000 silent people, and they hated him. And it's 8,000 people, and the show hasn't started, and it's a different culture. So they're like, like the din is coming up.
Yeah.
And I heard him going like, Keith is such a fuck you guy. Yeah. And I heard him going, Anyway, it's crazy. So what else? He said, so what else is going on? Which is the sign that you're really eating
That you're literally almost blanking on stage.
And me and Greg Hahn and Lynn Coplitz, the other openers, we're having the best.
You're happy it was happening?
The best, of course.
I'm happy hearing it like secondhand. And
Yeah.
that's a gig. If I knew that would happen, I literally would have done that for free. I would have flown. I would have paid my own
Just to
airfare.
be there. No,
Just
the
to
only
watch.
people that enjoy, the only thing more than an audience enjoying a comedian killing is comedians watching another comedian bomb.
It's
delightful.
It's delightful, and especially if you know the guy.
Yeah.
And you know where the laughs are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you know his tells, like Keith going, crazy shit going on.
Yeah, what else is going on? And kind of like scratching at because they do this gesture because sweat is getting in their eyes.
Yeah.
Blinding sweat, and you go like this. Anyway. And you know he's suffering. You know how his throat is clenching and his roaring in his ears of like, how the fuck I still have another 10 minutes to go. And
yeah, it's hard.
He never got him.
He never got him. And I think I talked to him about that, and he told me like, they hated me. And I think I confirmed it with Lynn. I really talked that one up. Like I talked to all the people involved.
Yeah, it's like investigating an assassination.
And I would love to get like, if I could literally talk to 8,000 of those people, I would each one. I'd be
God,
like, what joke did you hate
and how
the
did
most?
you feel about him? And they're like, what? No, he was terrible. and then everybody after him does great.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yep.
That's the worst.
I remember, I think he brought on Lynn, and she's first words out of her mouth, they're like, oh, now here we go.
Yeah, okay, the show can start. I don't know why
Yeah, because you can't get them back. So that many people going on cold, if they didn't like you, you're done, if you're the opener.
You probably have like, because I toured with Dice for a long time, and they were very aggressive. It's before I had ever done TV, so it was like 1997, 98. And there was one night in Chicago, it was like 4,000, and I walked out, and they were booing before I got to the mic. Like, I mean, actively booing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I couldn't hear myself do my first joke.
Yeah.
And then a couple guys started heckling me, and it was really weird how all of them shut up to hear my response. Like, it was almost like somebody threw down for a fight.
Yeah, then they get interested.
They were interested, and I nailed them a couple of times and was able to salvage like a decent, not even a great set, but a tolerable, I didn't get fucking booed off set.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to do that is if somebody in the crowd does something stupid and they pause to hear how you handle it.
Yeah, if you're getting beaten, people are interested in your response, you know. When I was very little, I lived in Mexico. Sorry about my throat.
It's okay. You got you got a cold, or you just
No, I just started just now.
Yeah.
I was living in Mexico when I was in kindergarten, and I got in a fight with a kid, and the teacher wasn't in the room, and I remember we were rolling around fighting, and every time I got, his name was whatever, Pedro, who gives a shit, but every time I got
a safe bet.
Yeah. Whenever I got on top of him and I was beating him, they would go, Pedro, and then he would get on top of me, and then they'd go, Louie, because they wanted to keep the fight going. Right. They didn't want the guy losing to give up.
Whoever's getting the beating, they want him to turn around so there's at least that much more fight.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like I know you train boxing,
yeah,
and I could never picture you fighting, but I was really looking at you while we were away together. And I'm like, you're a lot bigger than I thought. Like, you're taller. And I'm like, you have big fists. I'm like,
I've got big hands. I've got heavyweight hands.
I never noticed that. I never noticed that in all the years I've known you. Yeah. And then for some reason we were talking about it. I'm like, he's got big fucking meat hooks.
Yeah, I do.
So you probably spar well, and you probably hit hard.
If I land one, I hit hard, yeah.
You do?
Yes.
Do you still do it or no?
I haven't in a long time.
Do you miss it?
No, I never think about it. I mean... I do. I miss everything that went along with it.
Right.
I miss being in that kind of shape. I miss being young enough to really twerk my body. You know, the jerking yourself around. Yeah. I can't do stuff like that. If I do big things, I feel it right away, and I gotta calm down. And the stamina. That's why I did it, because of the stamina. Right. And if you're sparring, even just standing here like this in an alert state of this guy's going to punch me, you get exhausted to the point of throwing up very fast, unless you get in that kind of shape.
People don't realize that when you're tired, keeping your hands up is really hard.
It's really difficult.
This is very difficult.
Yep.
And that's why guys get laid out when they're tired.
Yes. That's all. Their hands start to drop from body shots.
I almost puked today. I had a really weird thing. We were rolling, and he kind of rolled me over, and I went to stop it with my foot, and my toenail bent in, and like about a quarter of it snapped, like
what?
Opened up.
Oh
Jiu-jitsu,
no!
Yeah.
Your toenail snapped in half.
Not all of it. About a quarter of it snapped open like a can opener, and it really hurt.
Did he lick the under part?
No, my balls though, just to make me take my mind off it.
Yeah,
I was like,
nice.
this guy really knows how to make you feel better.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, just push it down. We'll put a Band-Aid on it. But it was too painful to push it down. So we put a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it. And he cut it off with clippers. But all of a sudden, I started to feel really nauseous.
Yes.
And a cold sweat. I don't think I've ever broken out into a cold sweat before.
Yes.
But it wasn't even that serious an injury. I'm like, what a pussy I am to have allowed that to stop me.
It doesn't make you pussy. It's you're a human being and you're a biological creature. So seeing yourself being deformed is upsetting.
You think I'd be used to it? You're used to that.
You're used to that. Well, like when they torture guys and they pull off their fingernails, I think it's watching. It's not even probably I'm sure it hurts.
It hurts, yeah.
But I mean, seeing the underside of all that kind of stuff is so awful. You know?
And I think of like when videos like the cartel beheadings. Again, I guess being nauseous is the last thing you're thinking of. But when those things are happening, just the idea of being helpless and having something terrible happen to your body.
Horrible.
I mean, this is all just me being dramatic from a half broken toenail.
I would hate that.
I did hate it. It was very unpleasant. I actually stopped early.
I have very little tolerance for slight pain. Or discomfort, yeah.
When's the last time you felt physical pain that was like intolerable?
I stepped on a wasp's nest, and they just engulfed me.
Did you?
Yeah.
When?
It's happened twice. I have a house upstate, and I walk around in the woods a lot, and I have some woods. And if you step on a wasp nest, the experience was exactly the same both times. You hear a weird crunching because you're destroying their house.
Oh.
And they have like an army that's just waiting. Yeah. And I suddenly hear buzzing, and then I just see one right here floating up, and I'm like, and then you just start feeling because you can't see yourself. They're completely covering my head, and they try to find weakness, so they get under your clothes. Like both times, they went up my pants to my socks and got in my socks, and it's just this feeling that they're all over you, stinging you everywhere. And I mean, you're supposed to just run.
Yeah, of course.
They say not to hit yourself; it makes it worse. Don't fight them, because you keeping them in combat.
Yes,
you just run. But I just stand there going, ah! And it gets worse and worse. And when it was done, my lip was swollen like this, and I had all these welts everywhere. And first time it happened, I was running chaotically, and I tripped on a rock, and I fell. I mean, it could have died from just pussiness.
Well, no, you could have an allergic reaction, too.
Yeah, and I got out of breath really fast. It seemed to take forever to get home, and then I got in the shower and in a bathtub.
Were they still on you when you did?
I didn't find any. They do their job, and I don't know if they're like bees that they leave. I don't think they leave it in there.
I don't think they die. No, especially were they yellow jackets? Because yellow jackets are usually under, and they're fucking nasty.
They're horrible.
The
sting is really awful, and then it leaves you with a really itchy welt. So I had them all over me. These itchy welts.
One of my scariest childhood memories. We used to go around and destroy beehives. We would find them and we would throw rocks at them. And
did you want the honey, or was it?
No,
they weren't beehives.
These were yellow jackets. We were just being, raucous young men. You know how it is when you're a little boy and you're blowing all your friends. You're like, let me do something different.
Yeah,
do something else that hurts. And we threw rocks at this one nest, and this kid, I'll never forget him running, and he had 3 yellow jackets on his arm, and he was just, as opposed to swatting them off, he just kind of let them hang out there and sting the fuck out of them. But it was like I have a terror of stepping on a beehive.
I hated it so much, and so I walk in a little less in the woods. Which
it was like that, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. They make a hole in the ground, and you just cave it in a little bit, and they send out the troops.
Isn't it crazy how there's no reasoning with it? There's no like sorry. There's just no way to fix it.
They are little machines of combat. and they come after you. God, I hate even looking at it. I had there were paper wasps in my house up there. And they found a way. I had a light fixture with a paper Chinese lantern.
Yeah.
They're literally paper wasps. They look for paper to build these nests with. And I went upstate and I got there in the middle of the night. It was a long day of traveling. And I opened my bedroom door and it's filled with fucking wasps. The whole bedroom.
Are they flying around or are they kind of...
They're flying everywhere. So I slammed the door. I slept in the basement, and the guy the man that works for me came over the next day. I'm like, this is help, there's wasps. And so he figured out they were getting in the fixture and they were eating the paper but they weren't smart enough to get back in the fixture. So they were just trapped.
They were trapped there.
And he just walked in with the vacuum cleaner and he just walked around like this and he just picked them out of the air.
Did he have a bee suit?
Nothing. They weren't interested in attacking him because it wasn't their home. They were just looking for a way out. And he got a bunch of them, and a lot of them, I mean, hundreds of them died.
There was that many of them?
Yeah, it was the whole room.
Wow.
No, I didn't get stung, and neither did he.
Yeah, that's very scary. Why? Because wasp nests are usually small. There's usually 30 or 50 of them. You usually don't see hundreds of wasps.
And maybe it was 4.
Like,
if you're going to fucking hold me to the science of
no.
It might have been 1.
I'm saying that might have been a lot. Like, that might have been a long, ongoing thing.
I appreciate
it's
that.
very scary.
Thank you.
Look at them. We're watching them right now. They're very, very active, very frightening creatures.
Well, I'm amazed by... I can't get my head around that something that big is looking at you and going like, oh, here's the guy.
Yeah.
Where doesn't he want this? I don't know how they hone in or what they decide, but they are, they got an idea and they do it.
Like if you have a bee suit on, like you said, they will look for the hole in the sleeve. They look to get, like they almost know, like this is not doing, staying in this bee suit is doing nothing to hurt this guy.
That's right. They try to get in.
Let me go in and get some
I don't
skin.
know how, there might be no reality to this, but the way I think it's aphids that have 2 fascinating things about them. One is that they will crawl on an ant and they'll stick little sticks into his head, into his brain, and drive him like a horse.
Really?
They get into his motor skills and they force him to walk where they want to go so they can travel quicker. They're literally driving an ant. I don't know. Something does that.
The zombie parasite? Is that the one? That's the way the Last of Us, I think, is based on that zombie parasite.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it gets in there and it takes over the brain.
The other one is that I think it's either ants or bees trap aphids and they take them home safely and they stick them up in the roof of their house in the ceiling and they keep them alive and they milk them to feed their kids. It's like cattle.
Really?
Yeah.
Or a good milking table. I've gotten massages on a good milking table.
Sure. Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking. It is really bizarre how this stuff works out. And you're like, how did they know to do that?
So that's my question. Is I don't think a bug is going like, you know what we should do?
Right.
You know what would be cool?
Yeah.
Or like, where can we find some aphids? Like these things these aren't thoughts.
Yeah.
They're like a little neuromotor that just knows what to do somehow. I don't really know, but it makes me question whether anything I'm doing is any more than that.
Then just a little motor that's
just
making you go.
Doing this, and it's turned into, ordering DoorDash, but that's my little bug activity. It's
Just
ordering DoorDash
without thinking.
And then hearing the bell and then taking it and then going, that's not what I fucking ordered. That's not what I fucking ordered. I'll fucking eat it.
Yeah, eat it anyway.
Yeah.
The trip was the food was really good. Like we had
Some places, yeah.
In some places.
Most of it, yeah.
I got really sick though. I had one in Japan. Brian, his girl, and myself, 3 of us on the same day.
You all got ill.
Do you think it was food poisoning? I don't know. Like I think maybe we had a stomach
I think it was
bug.
a stomach flu.
Maybe.
That moved through you quickly. But yes, I remember that we were in Tokyo and you and Greg and I got in and I was in a shitty mood. I was getting over the trip. Didn't want to be there anymore. I think it was raining. I think
was
it was kind
raining,
of
yeah.
cold and raining.
Yeah, we were running late.
We were running late, and we got in the car, and you said, I don't feel good. And then we're driving, and you said, I'm going to be sick. And then whenever somebody says that, you think, he probably won't.
Yeah.
And then you start going, he's really going to. So then you open the window. Well, you didn't do this because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's-
2026. But you leaned most of your body out, and the guy pulled over, and you're just going, "Ah! Ah!" And then the sound of the fucking splashing on the Tokyo street.
That was a rough
And
one.
I remember, and I was just sitting next to you, and I was like, this is what's going on.
Yep, this is what's happening.
This is what's going on. And I'd been on the road for 10 weeks. It was 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and Greg is sitting there. We're just both sitting there, and you're just over and over again. And also, I'm feeling like a waft of,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, yeah, because you can't help it.
I'm gonna get it. This is what's going on. And of course, you were game to. I was like, no, we're going back to the hotel and dropping you.
Yeah, you were like take him back to the hotel.
Yeah, so we went back there. I don't know. I think you went up and did more.
I did. I had a round 2. I'm glad I didn't actually do the show because it was round 2 came, and round 2 is the worst one because that's when it's the bottom of the barrel and there's nothing left.
Yes.
So that's the bile.
Whoa.
That was a rough night, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was. I was standing up in the van, projectile vomiting out the window.
It was unbelievable.
And I always
In
make
Tokyo.
myself puke. I make myself to get rid of it. Like I never keep puking. If I feel it coming,
I
fingers
can't
down the
do it.
throat.
I have such a fear of puking. The way it makes me feel is like I want to die.
Really?
And the feeling of puking is so horrible to me. And it always ends up going out my sinuses,
Yeah.
out my eyes, it
Yeah.
feels like. And so if I have food poisoning and I feel that thing, my body just going, look, I feel my body saying,
Yes.
if you get this out, you're going to feel better in 12 minutes. You know, because when you usually you peek it out, you're like, I'm fine. That's why
Yeah.
I think you had a stomach flu. But I will hold it in by sheer will and let it do. And my body's like, I'm going to have to get rid of this through your bloodstream. It's going to go into your blood. Yeah. And I'm like, I'd rather do that. And I'm all night just shivering, and I let it completely get absorbed, the poison.
Yeah.
And and I'm sick all night and the next day because I didn't want to puke one time.
But I didn't have even the choice with that one. Like, because normally
it just was coming out.
There was no way I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
Like, if I would have tried to stop it,
What does that bug want? That's a bug, right? That's some sort of vermin inside of you.
Yes. What's the goal of it?
Yeah. What does it want? Does it want to get out? Does it want to go to Tokyo? Does it want to go on the streets?
Maybe it just didn't. It just didn't like being in my guts, and it was like, enough of this. Let me get out of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
mouth.
if that's a good function for a bug to make you throw up, or I guess it's a fight between. You know, like there's worms that, in whatever, like Africa or someplace, it's like what I remember is there's like a river of brown water, and people go in there to drink, and it's not good water, and it has this worm in it that works its way down to your legs,
right,
and then bursts out your leg. It plants eggs in you, and then when you get in, it knows you're going back in the water, and when it gets in, it just goes out into the water makes holes in your legs.
And it leaves.
What?
It leaves through your legs?
Leaves, yeah.
I mean, does this kind of sliver out there?
Yeah.
So it just leaves you with a hole in
It
your
bursts out, leaves a wound.
Okay.
And then it goes, yeah.
Well, that's the virus. The bug probably doesn't know you're going to puke it out. Like you said, it's a fight. It's like when two
it's a fight, yeah.
You go into battle, you don't do it with the plan of getting pushed back over the line or getting killed. You go.
So the bug hopes, like, I'm going to get to live in here.
I'm going to win.
And when you puke, he's like,
this
sucks.
Another loss.
Another one.
On the way out.
But when it gets to a guy like me, he's happy.
He's delighted because he's like, oh, we're getting bloodstream. The word goes out. You never get the bloodstream. This fucking guy.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, but then with me, they just see the fingers coming down. They're like, all right, this guy's half gay. We understand it.
That's right.
But I just can't stand being nauseous. I can't stand the feeling. So as much as I hate vomiting, I hate that feeling more.
Nausea is horrible.
I just want to get rid of it. I also, India was so surprising to me how much how awe-inspiring it was in many ways, and how much I loved it. And I actually look back very fondly on that part of the trip.
Same. It's my favorite place I've ever traveled to. I was scared all the time, and not because I thought something would happen to me. It just was, I was so overwhelmed by how completely everything I know about being in a place and walking around just didn't apply.
Sometimes I'll be talking to somebody and I'll say, shopping for a mattress shouldn't feel like a guessing game. And they're like, my God, Jim, you're right. For a lot of people, it does feel like a guessing game. Why? Is it too firm? Is it too soft? It runs hot, doesn't last. It's hard to know what's actually going to work for you. This is why, great news, guys, Ghostbed's new and improved mattress quiz. Fun for the whole family. Put a Saturday night aside. But this mattress quiz really can help. It's a few clicks. It matches you with the right mattress for the way you sleep. You're a back sleeper. You're a side sleeper. If you have a partner who wants something totally different than you, and believe me, mine does, this quiz factors it all in. You can get a mattress that actually fits your life. Best part, every Ghostbed is built by a team. They have over 20 years of experience. There's no sagging. There's no overheating, which is the most. I don't care about the sagging. I care about the no overheating. Durable comfort keeps you sleeping soundly night after night. Every Ghostbed mattress is built with cooling in mind. Great for hot sleepers, really keeping a neutral temperature. Combine their cooling features with prices up to 50% less than comparable brands. 10,000. No, 100,000. I literally almost gypped them by 90%. 100,000 5-star reviews. Plus, Ghostbed backs it up. 101 night sleep trial, fast and free shipping, 20 to 25 year warranty. Right now, my worshipers, 10% off site-wide for a limited time. Go to ghostbed.com/Norton to find the Ghostbed mattress quiz. Use the code Norton at checkout to get your discount. I love this bed. Ghostbed.com/Norton with the code Norton. Extra 10% off. Ghostbed mattresses, bases, bedding, and more. Thanks, Ghostbed. Ooh, frightening. Great news. We're going to have a few laughs talking about life insurance. It's everyone's least favorite subject. But the reality is, you got to have it. Because everyone has friends who have somehow dropped dead and they never thought they were going to die, even though they were the unhealthiest people you knew, and they didn't have life insurance. So now their wife shows up. She's got 2 ugly kids in her arms. She's like, help me, help me. And you don't want to help her, but you have to help her because you think, well, if my friend was alive, he would have helped me, even though he wouldn't. Get life insurance. You don't want your wife or your husband or whatever it is to have to be burdened going to your friends and burdening them. Just take care of it. Ethos, that's ETHOS, makes getting life insurance easy and fast. And here's the best part. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds. You can apply in minutes. And you can get same-day coverage. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage, and that's probably worth more than you are alive. Some policies are as low as $30 a month. And you'll get your lowest rate from their network of trusted carriers. That's the fourth time I've done that. I can't say carriers. Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, over 4,000 reviews. Take 10 minutes to get covered today with life insurance through Ethos. Get your free quote, ethos.com/Norton, ethos.com, ethos.com/Norton. Application times may vary, rates may vary. Don't wait. No one likes talking about life insurance, but you need it. It didn't. It was the first place we went from Turkey, from Istanbul, right after the war with Iran started.
During the first hottest day of the war, we were flying over Iran.
Yeah,
to get into India.
That was terrifying. We had no Wi-Fi, so I kept trying to I looking at the map and I'm trying to see is Tehran down that way to the right. I think they took us right around the northern tip and then
they kept
Afghanistan
because Istanbul is here and Mumbai is here.
Yeah,
and between those is Iran, right in the middle. But yeah, the tracking on the plane, the monitor showed going right over, but it kept
adjusting.
Yeah. And yes, I think it went over the top and then skirted along the right.
Yeah, it was really scary because I monitored the flight the night before, and they were going below Iran. They were going past Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But then Iran started bombing Saudi Arabia, so they didn't do that.
Yeah, that was nuts.
It was terrifying because they hit Turkey the day we left or the day after we left.
And that part of the world, planes go down and sometimes it's missiles, and then the country just apologizes.
Yeah, we're really sorry about that.
Sorry, man. But I guess we figured the Turkish Airlines, they're not going to want it. They're going to try not to shoot. But then the day we arrived in India, they bombed Turkey.
Yeah, it was. We missed it by a day.
Yeah.
We missed it by a day.
Yeah, so it was crazy.
And getting to Mumbai was so, because it was like one of those things where there's no, and I've been saying on stage, but there's nothing that prepares you for it. Like there's no place I've ever been that prepares you for that part of it.
No, I watched Gandhi, and I saw, I watched some videos of India. No, I don't want it near me. I want to talk like this. I want to talk like this. This is a quiet thought.
That's true.
I just want to.
Let it come out nice and quiet.
I don't want anybody to hear what I'm saying.
You watched Gandhi.
The drive, yeah. But the drive from the airport, the worst thing was, like, I was excited to sort of immerse because I didn't know what it was. Like, let's go. We're going to go be creatures of this place.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried that we're going to just be these white guys. You can't melt into it.
No.
But we got off the plane, and even the airport was so old and like weird red carpeting, like old, worn out airport. And I was excited just to be in an airport in India. And Brian, our road manager, had gotten us 2 golf carts right at the gate.
Oh.
And so we're in golf carts, and they're driving through everyone and honking and going, look out, excuse me, beep, 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 beep. And we couldn't have been more announced.
Yes, we were very, very
as,
announced.
white people from America.
I mean, they can't get out of the way.
But then we got into the van, and it had these
little white curtains, yeah.
Yeah, so we felt even more like, like a lady with a fan being taken through the plague from castle to castle. But then you're out on the highway, and it's just like, what the fuck is, like, I'm looking out the window, and nothing makes, first of all, the highway is just a free-for-all. People are going any way they want, and there's a guy on a scooter with a baby, holding a baby, and his wife is holding a baby sitting on the back, and they're weaving through traffic.
Whole family,
yeah, crazy vehicles that look like they just got put together, just colliding. I mean, and sometimes coming the other way on your side of the highway. We were in a car that went the wrong way on the.
That's right.
Highway.
But he goes, no,
He's
this
like,
is the right way.
It's okay, and the car's going meow, meow. But and then just like these big, huge complexes of buildings that look like they're falling in on themselves and surrounded by people. The thing that got me right away was how people are moving nonstop.
Nonstop movement, yes.
And hustling and going from one place to the other. What is this image of?
Is this Mumbai or is this somewhere else? That almost looks like Bengaluru.
Or maybe that's like Delhi, I think, isn't it?
Is that Delhi? Oh, it is Mumbai. It's the way you're right. The way people moved and didn't pay attention to traffic lights or but it worked. It reminded me of like cells and blood when you look at video of blood moving.
Crazy.
None of it makes sense.
But it's natural. This thing of like traffic lights, you wait, then I wait and stuff. Like we do it, but it's not working great.
Right.
And but they just it's just like the streams merging. You got to have. I bet there's other. Just keep looking for.
Yeah, Mumbai traffic.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe. I mean, look again. Mumbai was the least like the United States. Delhi was the most like.
Yes.
So if we had gone into Delhi, then Bangalore, then.
Well, you
Mumbai.
see how like nobody walks on the sidewalks. They're on the street all the time. And there's these little cabs that look like they were made
tuk-tuks.
by hand. Not the tuk-tuks. In Mumbai, there was the black and gold ones. And they look like they're banged together by like a fucking, by a blacksmith or something.
Yeah, it's like that. We're looking at the footage right now. It's like an aerial view. It looks like a wishbone. And everybody is just kind of
It never looked that. Yeah, look at that is closer to what it was like.
It's much closer. People, they never looked that clear.
People, like that. People climbing over cars and one of the first specific images I saw, because the neighborhood that the hotel was in, all of the cabs park there. There's like a endless line of black we got there like at 6 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
And so they're all washing their taxis, the drivers. And this guy, this big guy, I mean, Indian people are so beautiful, like the different colors and shades in their skin, and this guy was like purple and bronze and red, and he was wearing just a little loincloth because he's got his clothes for driving, but he took them all off so he could wash his car.
Sure.
And he had 2 big buckets of water in there, and he was walking down the street like this and just getting wet and dumping water on his car. It was really wild.
And we did get, we would venture out because I think it was like a culture shock for all of us. So we ventured out.
Go. Yeah.
We had one guy take us from the hotel. We're like, we just want to go into a neighborhood and walk around. But they insist on opening the door for you, closing the door for you, it's like living in Arthur. And I'm like, that's not what we want.
Yeah, you kept telling the guy, stop opening the door for us, just stay in the car, because we wanted to feel like normal guys.
Just wanted to walk around.
He was wearing a white Nehru jacket and a little pill box. He looked like a bellboy in the 20s.
Yes.
And at one point I said to him, we really don't want you to open the car for us. And then he dropped this smile and he said, it's my duty.
Yeah.
He's like, don't tell me not to do this.
This is what I do, and I'm gonna get fired if I don't do it. But he wouldn't get fired.
Yeah, but he also probably has had Americans be like, oh no, that's okay. And then they told the management he didn't open the door for us.
Yeah, really, we don't want that guy.
Yeah,
again.
like he's like, I don't fucking know you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna stick to what I was told to do.
But it was once you got out of the car and you walked around, you did feel very much you stood out. But I didn't feel any sense of menace from people. Like,
well, nobody looked at us.
Nobody cared.
Nobody. They're just in their lives.
Yeah. The only time it felt a little weird was we went out the next night because Greg Hahn doesn't leave the hotel. Like, he's very funny.
Like, oh, I'm good here.
Yeah.
This is good.
I'm great.
Yeah. Why leave here?
Yeah, look at this.
Got food. It's food.
He doesn't leave the hotel.
No.
So we walked around one night outside the hotel, and we walked a few blocks, and the most bizarre thing I saw on the whole trip was the dead cat and the dead dog laying on the sidewalk next to each other, and people just kind of gathered around talking, not looking at these two dead
dead dog and a dead cat on their backs like this.
It was very, very strange.
Just right in the middle of the sidewalk, and folks were standing around talking. It was... it was a fucked up moment.
I was filming places, but you were getting like don't.
I didn't want you to film, yeah.
Yeah, but that one I didn't even do it because I'm like, that's just too.
Yeah.
There's something it felt really off. Like somebody felt like this is not natural.
But dogs in Mumbai, they just live there.
Yeah.
They're not anybody's dog.
No.
And they look busy, like they're going somewhere. They like, you see a dog walking through an area and he's like on his way. We didn't see any of these places that are like touristy. We didn't.
No, when we were in Delhi, I debated going to the Taj Mahal, but it was a 3-hour ride. And I was just like, I don't feel like being in the car for 6 hours to see what is basically
something that you could get a postcard of. Yeah, we weren't in places like that.
No, not at all. Even though we did go to the two things we did, which was go out to in Bengaluru. We went to a Muslim neighborhood and just kind of walked around looking at those fabric stores.
Yeah.
And that was where I felt the most out of place.
Yes.
But again, nobody said anything, nobody bought. But I mean, we were the only two white people and the only two obviously non-Muslims.
Well, just walking from one place to the other is like, I think I said to you once, it's like being a quarterback trying to scramble out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Just because you can't really be on the sidewalk, so traffic is just kind of constantly coming. And it's so stressful. But like, remember there was signs on the back of the smaller trucks that say, please honk.
Please honk, yep.
Because the honking is nonstop. Everywhere you are in India, beep, 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 beep. It's not one car got pissed off at one guy. It's just a constant dee, 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 dee. And I remember when I woke up in the hotel once, I had a little balcony and I just heard birds and honking. And I sort of felt like they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's just a calling, you know. But the sign on the truck that says please honk. We asked our driver and he said they're slow and they when they can't see a guy behind them, they don't have mirrors.
Right.
So he's saying, please honk and I'll get out of the way. So honking is a courtesy there.
That was a strange sign to see on the back of a
Yes.
and no one takes it personally when they get beeped out. Like our driver didn't get mad. No one looked like, what the fuck you beeping? People just understood, like, oh, I'm going too slow.
Yeah.
Or I got to move. And everybody just kind of accepted that that's the language they speak when they drive.
But also the feeling in India is like and I'm ignorant, so I just saw what I saw. But it feels like, whatever, if this is our poverty line or whatever, and our income levels go up from here, that there's top income level, I don't know where it is, but their poverty line goes way lower. But nobody's on the street looking like shit. Nobody's like derelict. Right. Nobody's on drugs. And nobody's living homeless. Do you know what I mean? Like the way in the streets here in New York. Yeah. In my neighborhood, which is not a bad neighborhood, I see guys with a little bubble syringe, like the really like street syringe. Yeah. I see guys shooting up broad daylight all the time now. And then you see guys, you know, that bent over at the waist.
Like they're looking for something.
Yeah, this thing. I didn't see a single person like that in any of the places we went to in India. And I read a little bit about it. I think it's because, and again, I don't know, but it's like they have like housing that we would call squalor, but it's housing. It's
a place to live.
Like from the hotel, we could see this area that was like corrugated steel cubes with tarps over them, but like a whole city block. But they're homes. Yeah. And all of those people work. They have little hustles. They sell small things, or they clean, or they tuk-tuk. They drive tuk-tuks. Yeah. And so there's a functioning poverty there. And there's many levels of housing that are way, way cheaper. Whereas here we have like a standard, but if you fall below it, you're just fucked. If you can't afford a home in New York City, you're on the street and you freeze to death, and and nobody looks at you, and there's no job for you. Like you can't get a job if you don't have a credit rating in this country. You can't, if you don't have like a credit card and a real like identity, you can't just like hustle and see what you can get done. If you do, you probably live on the street. You probably live under a tarp somewhere in a really and not in a group. You know, I mean, obviously there are people who build shanty towns and tent cities.
Tent cities.
But the cops come and dismantle them all the time.
Once I call them, they do.
Yeah.
But I wanted to walk through one of these places.
I wanted really badly, and I just didn't have the fucking balls. We saw so many winding alleys of like ancient plaster and garbage, but formed into and like winding, and like tons of people. And I was like dying to just dive into there, but I just didn't have there was a wall of some kind of like, I can't do it. It was a weird experience. And I kind of like I meditated one morning. I was asking myself, why can't I do it? And then I just sort of thought, well, there's a wall there. There's a wall inside of me that's keeping me from doing that. And I'll just think about that wall. I wouldn't have known it was there if I hadn't gone. There? And I thought about it every day. And then the longer we were there, the more you and I, thank God I was with you, we were like, let's go.
Let's
and
just
we kept
something.
Walking out, going through windy streets. We got into some pretty wild areas.
Yeah.
With cows on the sidewalk.
That was Bangalore. We walked, and again, it's the old joke, Indian people and cows. But there was just seeing a cow on the sidewalk. Yeah, it's a very bizarre experience the first time you see that.
It is.
Nothing prepares you to see a cow,
and it's not like a cow in somebody's herd. It's just a cow.
It's a wild cow.
A wild cow in a city. I remember once we were walking in an area, and it was like a dirt street, a very wide one. And there was a cow walking down the middle of it. And there was a skinny guy on a bicycle. And I saw him make for the cow. And he came up behind him. And he just grazed his finger along the cow's back like this. And then he went like this. And like, so he was taking the cow's holiness. And then he touched himself. And then he just kept riding. It was like a little errand.
The way they like, because there's cows on the highway, which again, it was in Delhi too. I think I saw more of them in Delhi, which was the most quote unquote Western city. They were just like on the left lane of the highway, and cars just go around. Nobody beeps at them. And it really made me like Indian people even more. Like the fact that they treat these animals so nicely and they're not resentful of them being there. I was like, wow, that was really
well.
the
longer I the longer I spent there, the more. I mean, we were in for 5 days in each city. So because we only did one show per city, but I wanted to see it, so we spent 5 days in each city. And the longer the shock of like the traffic lights, nobody gives a shit. Like what did you say about the traffic lights? Were they like a law?
Oh, I said they're suggestions.
Yes, he was doing that was about 50 times. Because when we were on the road for 6 weeks, so you make so for every 10 seconds, me or Greg would say, Jim, what do you think of these traffic lights?
They seem to be suggestions.
Yes, and we would all enjoy that.
Yeah.
But so they really are. They're going red and green. It doesn't matter because there's like a incredible dense glut of cars and tuk-tuks and pedestrians coming this way. There's one coming this way, and then there's these two, right? And they just mush together like like a weave. And and you're in it, and you're like, we're never going to get through this.
Yeah.
But you do.
You do.
And nobody gets hurt. I mean, I'm sure sometimes they do.
Sure.
But it made me think about, like, if you go to a place like Grand Central Station, if you stand above the floor, there's complete endless stream of people going.
Yeah.
And nobody bumps into each other. So human beings trusted to just, like, do it. They just do it.
They just get by.
Yes. It seems like India is a place where all people have a lot less. But nobody has nothing, and nobody's not doing something. It's like it felt like a way that life can actually work. And there was, I just stared at every person and how they're doing their life. I remember once we were coming out of a park, we walked in. There was an ancient temple there. It was a Muslim temple in that little park.
Is that when we took
when you and I took
the Uber and went to there was two temples there?
Yeah, there's Uber there. There's everything. So we went to the temple, and first we were in a Hindu temple that was built in 1420 or something. So and it's like a very beautiful, ornate stone temple.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, wow, here in North America, it was a untouched wilderness. It was like Eden. It was like it was just indigenous people and whatever fucking animals walking around and just thick forests. There was no Western culture there.
Yeah.
And in India, they were at the same time building this, you know what I mean? It was like something about that was blowing my mind. But as we walked out, there was two tuk-tuk drivers taking a break, and they were laying on like a mat together, like facing each other. Two guys
in the parking lot. Yes.
Yeah, and they were just facing each other, laying on their sides, and they were talking, and they were playing with each other's hair, and it wasn't gay. It was which would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it just was this thing of like talking and he's going, yeah, I know what you mean. They do a lot of touching.
They do.
I saw two guys arguing, and one guy was like, no, and the other guy was going like, no, listen to me, like that. It's a very touchy society that I saw.
See, I thought those guys were gay. I
didn't think they were, and maybe they were, but
now I regret looking at them going,
It didn't come across gay to me. It came across as a kind of open affection, and it was just, you know, like a I don't know what words to put to it, because I haven't seen a lot of it.
Like in a lot of Arab countries, they hold hands, like men hold hands.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something like that where
that was one time we were driving, and I saw this little scene. I have a picture of it somewhere, but there was two old men and two young men on each side of them. And the picture I got was that it was like two old brothers and their cousins, their sons. You know what I mean? So it's like, here's my dad and uncle, and the other guy's like, here's my dad and uncle. Anyway, and the two old men were pretty frail, and it was a crazy, bustly neighborhood. So the two young guys were kind of helping them through the intersection, and the two old men were holding hands, just taking care of each other.
Yeah,
and staying connected.
I think I remember that because I think you pointed those guys out, and I remember seeing them, and I thought like, no, there's two sugar daddies with their young charges. But I think you were probably right.
Maybe
probably family.
Either one is interesting.
But I was really the fact that the people didn't address us at all. I was kind of happy because I was like, all right, cool. We're not in any kind of a bad spot. Whenever you go to a place like that, you're like, it's a new place. I've never been here.
Yeah.
I mean, even walking around Athens, I'm like, I don't know what kind of fucking neighborhood we're in.
Yeah, Athens is pretty wild. I remember saying to the audience in Athens, my impression of that place is Athens is an example of how bad life can get and still be really fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like there's bombed out buildings and there's places where you go, wow, it looks really bad there. But folks are having a good time.
Yeah, the people were really nice. There was like no shitty moments with any of the people.
No, none.
And I think for me, I did love, by the way, in India, in Delhi, when the guy got our order wrong, when he was reading it back and the guy slapped the back of his head.
Yeah, in the hotel.
That's the highlight of the trip for me, was that slap to the back of the head. That really made me happy.
Yeah, no, the hotel staff is a different thing because
Yeah.
it's like a tradition that started with England coming and wearing white and drinking tea in the middle of this crazy and just in the English just decided when they got to India, we're going to make this England. We're going to make little pockets of England everywhere, and you still kind of see it. And that's how they're sort of trained in some of the hotels. It's extremely deferential, and
they were almost too much sometimes.
It was
I don't
too
need
much.
that level of. I don't need that level.
But on the streets, you're just negotiating with everybody else, getting from one place to the other. And yeah, I remember when we were on the highway and we saw it's the 405. It's a rush hour highway, and in maybe the second lane in from the left lane or whatever it is, there were like 5 guys on motorcycles, and they had pulled the motorcycles over. You know when you see motorcycle guys park their motorcycles and kind of lean against them and chat and stuff, and they make a little circle. But it was on the highway, in the middle of the highway, that they must have just said, hey, meet me on the third lane at 5, and we'll hang out. And cars are furiously going around them, but it's like, why not? Why not there?
I wonder if it's because there's so many people and so little room that when you find an area of space,
you just go, let's go there.
Let's
go there.
Let's spend a few minutes here and
yes,
we'll be okay.
No, and we met a bunch of comedians in Mumbai that came backstage after the show, and they're talking to me about stand-up, and I wanted to just ask them, how did you get here from your house, and how did you go to the grocery store, and how do you live here? Like, I want to go there sometime and spend time there.
And how do you get to like open mics? Like,
I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, getting to anywhere from anywhere was when we went to that show. The cars, it felt like the year of living dangerously, or what do you call it? What did you say? Like Al Pacino in Havana and The Godfather 2.
Oh, when they were leaving, yes.
That's what
that's what driving felt like.
That's what it felt like, and then we somehow it opened up, and they're drawing the gate, because there's gates everywhere, that there's actually a place, and they're drawing these gates back, and our guy Brian is trying to get our van through there. Yeah.
No, what you just made me think of something when we got stuck. The only time I was panic stricken is when it was like it was the same guy with the white gloves. And we went through those, he had driven us through a tunnel.
That's right.
And we're like, no, we want to go through neighborhoods.
Yeah, we think we're cool. So he wanted to show off the tunnel.
Yeah.
Because they made a tunnel to get through Mumbai quicker, and it's big and clean. It looks like the Callahan Tunnel in Boston.
It is a nice tunnel, by the way. You know, as an aside.
Their tunnel, they have one tunnel that is clean and modern.
Credit where it's due.
So he wanted to show it to us, and he was like, here's this tunnel. And I was like, you know what, man? We want to see like the people. So when we drove back, he was like, okay, and he took us through this area that you're going in a circle through, and you're in 3 football stadiums of people, and it's like a Thursday at like 2 a.m. or something, and they're trading shit, and there's like hollering.
People are carrying like giant things of goods across.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're like, get to the fucking tunnel, please. And he turned around somehow. Impossibly, he turned around, and
we were I wanted to go back to that neighborhood because it was to get out and walk. I wanted to get out and walk around, but there was nowhere for him to stop.
No,
but he kind of knew like we were going to be there for an hour and a half. Just never. That to me was the only claustrophobic feeling I've had was in that moment. I'm like, we're never getting out of here.
No.
But the biggest surprise for me was Hong Kong. Like
wait, before you get to Hong Kong, I got really into watching TV. In these countries.
Oh, local TV.
Yes, and I made this video of...
You know what I hate? Injustice and Steven Singer. Wait, you know what I love? Moms. I love a lot of things. I love hand jobs, a couple of fingers moseying in, if you know what I mean. Moms. Yeah, that's more accurate. Think about it. Before morning coffee and chaos, before the day even starts, there's mom under the kitchen table blowing dad while he fucking throws up last night's Schlitz on her back. She's the one that wakes up at sunrise, packs the lunches, drives the carpools, drinks while she does it, and somehow keeps everything together. She's the sunrise of the family. That's why Steven Singer created something very special this Mother's Day, because Steven does love moms, even the drunk ones. It's brand new Sunrise 24-karat gold dip rose. It's an exclusive rose, and it captures the colors of the morning sunrise, which sometimes Mother is still up, drinking from the night before. It's got a sparkling blue that fades to a pinkish purple to a warm golden yellow. It's stunning. Steven's gold dip roses, they are a real rose, dipped and preserved in real gold, guaranteed to last a lifetime. Just like a mother's love, they arrive in a beautiful gift box, shipped free with your own personalized message. So maybe you want to say, hey, Mom, thanks a lot. Steven's new Sunrise Rose, it's $89, you cheapskate. Exclusively and only available at IHateStevenSinger.com. Celebrate the moms who make every sunrise possible. Steven Singer Jewelers, IHateStevenSinger.com.
What this is an example of the war was going on. So it was the war coverage on BBC, I think CNN, Al Jazeera, and then, I just texted it to you. So who?
Oh, God, that worked out nicely.
I mean, the technology is just so... The wonders of the world. Okay, so first it'll just flip through. Okay, there's BBC. Okay, here's CNN.
What they have made clear is that anyone in what is effectively a succession, anyone chosen by what's called the Assembly of Experts in
Here's Al Jazeera. And then here comes Indian. I don't know the name of the network, but here it is. Look at the animation. Look at the jets.
It just says...
And the
jets. War and fire.
the fucking jets. And the guys with a straight face with these jets going by.
And by the way, the best head of hair ever in the newsroom. And there's War Room.
Yeah. No, it's insane. And it goes like that all day. That's their news.
That's the ticker.
And the music is like, dun, 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 and it's fucking crazy. Yes, that's where...
Wow.
The thing I love about it, if you try to freeze on the one after this, go past this. Yeah, whoops, there it is. So when you watch war news on CNN or whatever, they want to do this.
They do.
Like, they get as close as they can.
Yeah.
Like, bum, ba, bum, bum.
Yeah.
But these guys are like, why would you stop?
Yeah.
Fucking jets. Look at the explosions and, like, fucking insane. No, it's beautiful. And so keep playing it. So all day on the news, it's these talking heads, and you're not sure which one. And, like, all the stories are done like this.
But isn't it funny how this is exactly like getting around in Mumbai? It's chaos.
Yes, it is. It's constant.
Visual and audio overload. It's constant. Different
Yep.
people. How do you concentrate on this? And this guy's having a conversation. He's holding a stick in his hand.
Yes, yeah. And there is a news story at the time going on that in Parliament there was one party shouting down the other, so it was just like constant yelling, and the other guy's trying to talk, and it was really wild. And also seeing the war from their point of view. India's a country like you. When you travel to places like Greece, I find this really interesting, and it gives me hope for our future. When you go to like Rome, Istanbul, and even Athens, these are places that were the top of the world.
Yeah.
They were places that were like the place, and they lost big.
Yeah, they did.
Now they're like, we don't need any of that shit. And when the war is going on, Turkey's situated to be like it is the most strategic. It's the joint of East and West. And they're like, leave us the fuck out of it. And like they're like a dingy society with kind of crumbling relics of a great day. And they're like, yeah, we don't do that shit anymore. I kind of like the idea that America could be like that someday. That you go to Washington and you're like, that's half the monument, and we just leave it like that.
Yeah,
and,
come look at flying from other countries, take a look at it, enjoy
take
it.
a look, buy my beads, and leave us alone.
But in Istanbul too, that was because you're right. I think it's like Asia and Europe. It kind of splits, right?
Yeah, there's half of the city is in Asia and half is in Europe.
And our show, I think, was on the. I
think it was in Asia.
Because I did a solo night there. They booked me for a Monday night.
And that was in Europe.
No, that was in the
that
Asian
was in
side.
Asia. Okay.
And you have to cross over the bridge. And we walked for a couple of hours that day.
Yeah.
All through Istanbul, and we went to the
Blue Mosque.
The Blue Mosque, which was pretty odd. And to hear the call to prayer, which I'd never been in a place.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got a nice video of that. Who did I send that shit to? By the way, isn't it refreshing that we say Indian and it's okay?
It is okay, yes. Yeah, as opposed to getting scolded.
Yeah,
well, they're
not.
native.
They actually are Indian.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so this was, and I'm looking for airdrop. Okay, so this is one, and this is like a common thing there, but for me, sure as heck, it wasn't.
I was like, I don't know, I've never heard it.
We were just walking up the street towards the Blue Mosque, and there's two mosques there that both have their own call to prayer, and it's meant to be heard throughout. It's heard throughout the city, but we're actually next to the two giant speakers, so this is what it was like. With our fucking phones, idiots. Yeah, so
it actually kind of is cool when you look back on it. Like that was kind of a cool thing to deal with.
It was because we were walking and we're talking and we're keeping our own life in our own way, and then that thing belts out, and then we just shut it up.
Yeah,
and then we just walked kind of quietly. And I don't care if you're religious or not or what religion you belong to, but when you hear that devoted voice shared by a whole city, you just go, It's just quieting, you know?
And you don't want to do anything because I don't understand Islamic culture. So you don't want to do anything that is seen as like, oh God, that's the worst thing you could do during the call for prayer.
Yeah, what would be? What do you think?
I don't know. You know what I mean? If I yelled, I'm gonna call Modi.
Yeah.
That would be the worst thing I could say during a call to
exactly.
prayer. But like, I didn't mind filming during that because again, people realize that there's tourists. But
yeah, exactly.
I just didn't culturally know. And by the way, the Blue Mosque was pretty. I had never been in a mosque before. That was pretty interesting to be in there, and that's such a holy place there.
Yes, it was, and it was really beautiful. And what here? I'm gonna here. I have another one. This is the drive through the airport in Mumbai. I mean the.
From the airport to Mumbai to our hotel?
No. It's the golf carts. But here it comes. There you go.
Oh, I love this. I loved it.
Yeah, I was horrified because I'm fake. Because I'm like, no, I'm a real person. Let me be a real person. I just want to be an Indian. I'm an Indian, like they are. And you're like, we're fucking American and we're white and we have money.
And then we got to the
Fucking be what you are, you idiot.
We were going to when we got to just to jump around a bit for the carts. When we got to Thailand, we were gonna walk because Louie said, "I don't want any more of these. I don't want any more of these."
Yeah.
But you weren't feeling well from the flight.
Yeah, I was like, "Where's my fucking cart?"
And then you're like, "Where's?" There's the best news I got on the trip was like Louie wants a cart, and I was like, "Finally, a gentleman's way to drive through the airport."
Yeah.
Oh, was I happy?
Well, there's always people that are in those kind of countries that are like, it's actually better if you take your place.
Yeah.
And it's good for their economy.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking run over. I don't care if
got
there's a
another one
stroller.
coming to you.
Run over whatever you have to get us through here faster.
This will make it all hell to edit to take out all these things.
That's
But this was an image from the drive from Mumbai. This is,
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
we're looking out the window. What the fuck? We're used to being in Cincinnati, and that's like a Fuddruckers and a Macy's. And you're going, what the fuck? Like, on the other side of the guardrail is just another planet.
And behind it is a city.
There's the city. We never really saw that. And then this haze, this incredibly... And then there's water, but then houses.
Yeah.
That was the drive from Mumbai, and I didn't know what I was seeing. I didn't know how to process it.
Yeah, it was... And I've been to Brazil a couple times. I've been to Rio. But which also has their share of poverty, but this is different.
Yes, it is.
They and they had wild horses in Brazil and things like that. But this was a different, and the haze made it worse because in a lot of places in India, the air quality is not great.
Yes,
and the haze was. I got a bunch of videos I'm going to send you to.
There's Jim at the end.
I got a bunch of videos and photos I'm going to send you, but I'm going to mark the ones that have my commentary in them because I was making like Instagram videos, so I'm talking and I'm putting my hand in front of things like an asshole. But there's enough in there that if you want to, you'll get some of them that are like probably you can salvage some memories.
Yeah,
from.
man. I think I'm hitting you with another one. That's just an image. That's Jim on stage in. I think this is in Istanbul, or I don't know where this one is actually, but it's you on stage.
Oh.
Yeah, where do you think that is? Is that Greece? Maybe
a
that's
big
Athens.
Crowd. Yeah, that's a large crowd.
I think maybe that's Athens.
I like that picture of me. I don't look really heavy there, which is good.
Here's a picture of Jim that I think you'll like. This one,
This is Jim at the doctor's in Thailand.
Yeah, this is Jim. This is a handsome picture of Jim.
Yes. You were. We didn't mention you were sketching. A lot. You picked up.
Yeah, when I got to Paris, I realized that I'm on a long trip and I'm not going to make it. Like I really felt like I can't do this.
Yeah.
Because I already been on the road too much this year or last year, and I almost canceled this whole trip.
I know.
Because I was like, I can't do this many dates. It was 10 weeks on the road, going completely around the world. And when I booked it, I was excited about it, but when it came close to be, I was like, I can't do it.
The travel, yeah.
And I thought about getting out. But anyway, when I got to Paris, I thought about like how people that are in prison make like things out of matchsticks and stuff like that. And so I bought a sketchbook and I started drawing pictures. Here, I'll tell you.
And it was every morning you would come down and we would have, it was like a ritual. We all became kind of these, every day I would hit the gym first thing when I woke up and we would meet for breakfast and have our same, avoid certain foods in India. So I didn't eat any fruit, started eating fucking yogurt with honey like it was the 1500s. And you would just, you were just sketching.
Yep.
Greg
Every
and I,
breakfast I would sketch with, pastels. You got another one, but these are a bunch.
and I love that picture. I actually love that. Captures. That's how everyone sees me.
That's one of the early ones. So I get better and better at depicting you, as time goes on.
Yeah, the final picture is me sitting on a fist. Is that me or Greg? That's me.
you.
Yeah.
And there's you.
Yeah.
And there's me.
That's a good self-portrait.
Self-portrait.
That's a really good self-portrait.
Thanks. And that's you. I was sitting closer to you.
Yes.
And
on my shoulder.
There's you. That's
yeah,
not
that's
bad.
that's actually
getting somewhere.
Yeah.
As Greg. That's one of my favorites.
I love that picture of Greg.
Yeah. And then I started getting better. I'm next to you there. And there's a rough one of you. That was the last day in Hawaii.
That was yes.
That was the last one. There's one more, I think. I don't know what the last one is. Oh, yeah, we went to in Bangkok. We went to Muay Thai fights. So that was that one. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I was enjoying that.
I did too. And it was kind of the whole thing was just a cathartic experience of having breakfast and kind of having this routine, because I never have like a healthy routine like that. I just kind of get up and I'm miserable and I go online. But like on this trip, I was getting up, going to the gym, having like just kind of looking forward to that every day.
Yeah.
It just felt very normal and mentally healthy, and it kind of helped make the trip.
Yeah, I ended up loving it, and we were like this weird troupe, the three of us.
Yeah.
A lot of repeated jokes, a lot of things over and over again, but also sharing shit we never would have ever done. In Bangkok, we walked around also.
Bangkok was really, I loved that. It was the hotel too. By the way, I mean, you travel, again, like a gentleman, like you stay in good hotels. Yeah. And I know at one point you said in India, you were like, I'm thinking of staying a couple extra days and maybe getting like another hotel, like in
New Delhi.
That locals would stay at.
Yes.
And we would have whatever you wanted to do, but we were like, oh God, please don't let us. Oh, please don't.
Well, because we're eating only in the hotel and we're not trying not to drink water. Like I have a deathly fucking, like I said, I can't throw up.
Yeah.
And I'm in India, and everyone from America gets sick in India.
Everyone. And
I just was like, I just don't want to do it. But we drank bottled water. Like when you're only drinking bottled water and like holding your breath in the shower and all this like silly stuff. But it worked. I didn't get sick.
No.
But and I didn't want to leave India. By the way, Delhi was completely different.
Completely.
Like it is a totally different, and I don't know the names, but this is a totally different culture.
Yeah.
But the small thing is that people in southern India, they just say hello. In New Delhi, they do this thing.
That's right.
And also, Indians that I saw, most of them in Bengaluru and Mumbai, were very thin people. But in Delhi, they're fat. There are a lot of fat Indians.
Yes,
and there's
you
more
mentioned that to them, by the way, the second you went on stage.
Yeah,
a lot of fat Indians.
A lot of fat. These are where they keep the fat ones. And they like wearing like kind of like work clothes, like Dickies, that kind of thing. A lot in the southern India, like very very thin clothes. They've owned for generations, and very I don't know how to say it. Simple clothes.
Yeah.
But in Delhi, they're wearing silk. Big guys with big silk clothes and rings and kind of more like a kind of a feeling,
Yeah, it felt much more like they're world traveling. It's a place for business.
Yes,
it did. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like a local thing. It felt
and it felt like Mexico City more like there's a proper the road, and they they bring in heads of state all the time there, and we were staying at a hotel that's like where ambassadors and people like that.
Well, you stayed and they put you in the Obama suite.
So they said you are staying in the suite that Obama and Trump stayed in. And I was like, nice. So I don't usually like the big, huge presidential type suites because they're just, which I just so tired of presidential suites.
No, I know. I actually enjoy them all.
But it was, so they took me to the suite and it was weird and windy. It had tons of rooms and it was, and a lot of them looked like they hadn't been open for a long time.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And when I checked into the hotel, they had taken me to a small suite while they're preparing that one. So I said, I want to keep the small one. And they moved me to the small one. The lady that runs the hotel ran into me in the lobby, and she's like, I heard you didn't want that suite. I said, yeah, I like the small suite. I like it's simple.
Yeah.
And she said, yes, but we have a better suite. I was like, better than that one? She said, yes, the other suite, which you haven't seen, Obama and Trump stayed there. And I said, but they told me that they stayed in this other one. She goes, no, they never stayed there. They stayed at this other one. I'm like, all right, what are we doing here?
Did you look at the other one?
No, I just stayed where I was.
I would have looked at it.
No.
I would have at least taken a peek.
Once they say it twice, you're like, all right, you're not even...
Yeah, he's probably never been to this hotel.
Yeah, you're just making shit up.
Although there was security going into that Delhi hotel, there was weird security where they can raise these things on the road to stop cars.
Yeah, those
they said Putin,
big pylons. And,
yeah, so Putin had probably stayed there. And
the hotel definitely... But I wasn't going to get that suite. That's just the thing they say.
Have you ever, and of all the hotels, that Four Seasons in Thailand. It's the best hotel I've ever been
Yes,
in my
it's
life.
ridiculous.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
The Four Seasons in Mumbai. Here's the Four Seasons. This is how tough we traveled.
Yeah.
We're staying in the Four Seasons in Mumbai. And when we're driving through that crazy landscape, I was like, okay, at some point this is going to go into like an office park with like a gate, and there's going to be like a place where you don't feel like you're here. But we just pulled off a crazy street into the Four Seasons. And the Four Seasons in Mumbai is surrounded by crazy slums. And, I mean, it looked like that at the Four Seasons. And inside, it's nice.
Very
but
nice,
you have this feeling like you're the last journalists in Saigon. Like waiting, like trying to drinking out of the toilet, waiting for, the helicopter to come. And then we go to Bengaluru, which is more kind of like Western. In the hotel. Bengaluru is kind of like Kingston, Jamaica, or something. It's more colorful and less built up. I felt like,
and a little wider roads.
Wider, yeah.
You could feel the difference.
Oh, and when we in Bengaluru, we flew private because Air India. Literally, what I was told is the wheels come off sometimes.
Yeah, the safety. We were concerned about the safety.
They said they had a few wheels come off recently.
Sure.
I think Greg looked up the safety, and he said that out of 7, they were like a 1 or something like that.
No, they were a 3 out of 7.
Right.
We were going to take them to Thailand.
Where he took Thai, which is a 7.
A 7 out of 7. And by the way, a delightful experience.
Yeah. The wheels come off. Which, I can survive a wheel coming off, but if I can avoid it, I'll spend a few bucks.
And there would be a big delay if the wheel came off.
Yeah, you might not make the show. So we flew private. But anyway, so again, usually if you fly a private jet, there's like near the airport, there's a big like Signature Aviation. There's like this sort of concierge.
Yeah.
You pull up and they have a big cart, a Bellman cart, and they take your stuff. And you just sit and you have yourself a little espresso while they're waiting. And the captain of the plane comes and says, let's go to your plane.
Yeah.
But so we're in Bengaluru. We're getting on a private plane because we flew commercial in. And so I'm wondering what's their version of that. And, was this
was Mumbai.
Mumbai. So we're in Mumbai and we get off the highway and we're in just like, like if you go into, there's places like in Queens, where you're behind shit. You're in a lot of loading docks.
Yeah.
We're in loading, strange, weird, and then we go up to like something that looks like a junkyard, and they pull the gate back, and there's chickens and stuff, and we go in, and we're in this airport. It's not an airport. It's like a little office,
almost like a military post.
Yes, and they were the military runs the private. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
Is that the military runs the private air. So there's soldiers that are running and they want to take everything, all our carry-ons, and they want to go through everything.
Everything.
And my thing with a country like that is like, look, if I'm here all day, it's just you do.
Yep.
I'm not going to, hey, see here.
Yeah.
Like you just go, okay. And there was this one wiry little guy running the place, and he's yelling at everybody, and he's keeping all these plates spinning.
Screaming.
And then I started realizing that he's loading big freezer packs and big packages into a van next to the one that we're going in. And that while we're waiting, he's loading the belly of our plane with cargo. That he's just trying to get to somebody paid him to use our plane.
You paid for the plane, but he's loading it with his shit.
He's loading it with probably unsafely, who fucking knows, but he's loading it with shit to go to Bengaluru. That's probably a lot of money he's making doing that.
100%.
And I'm sitting there watching it happen, and there's no way again that I'm going, excuse me, because he has he has all the authority in the world.
They can fuck with you. I also wonder, that was where we got held up with luggage, where they went through all of Brian's stuff. I'm wondering now, did they go through everybody's stuff as a way to delay and get stuff loaded?
Of course, that's what I think happened.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought we were doing anything anywhere. We're going within the country.
Yeah.
What are we smuggling from Mumbai to Bengaluru?
Yeah, exactly. Diarrhea.
Yeah. Very bright. It's like foie gras there, the diarrhea. White people diarrhea. Like all the toilets are catching. It's a delicacy. But yeah, and also the lady, the big lady who was checking our stuff, the military lady,
Yeah.
she didn't like, this happened to me twice. She didn't like my pastels that I was drawing with. She was like, "What is that?" And I said, "They're for drawing." And she looked at me funny. So I took out my sketchbook and I said, "I drew this with this." And she's like, "You drew that?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Show me." And she made me show her a bunch of my drawings. And I realized that she was just sitting there kind of sort of mildly enjoying the drawings.
looking at them.
Yeah.
That also happened to us in
It happened in Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Also.
It was where they wanted to see what the pastels were for.
Yeah.
And you like I was there next to you, and the guy like looked at me and looked at me. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
And I was like, "Is that him?" And he's like, "Uh-huh." But it's this kind of like the feeling you get with security in comparison to TSA, like in Bangkok, it's a soldier with like a shiny helmet, and he just looks like a fucking badass.
Yeah.
And there's no sort of like he's a federal. It's like it's up to him.
Right.
And he takes your passport and he just stands there, and you stand there, and he's just like flips through it a little bit, and it looks like he's like, I don't know, am I gonna strip search this guy?
Yeah.
He has all the authority, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to smile or not smile, maybe.
Right.
And then finally he goes, "Yeah, all right."
You're okay.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
go. But it was a feeling of being completely helpless to have somebody in so much control. Like that, like in Mumbai, they could have just said, "You're not getting on this plane.
Yes,
We're going to
any
search
second.
you."
Yeah, and then we get on the van to the plane, and it's kind of a dirt runway, and it's really hot. So under each private plane is crew people and the guys that work there huddled for
shade. Yeah.
and just having snacks and like hanging out, like sitting on the ground. It's just not what you're used to.
And these really do sound like luxury problems, but you guys don't know.
You guys
like,
no idea.
When we were going from, we started in Bucharest, and we were going into Bulgaria on the private plane. Again, it might not sound like much, but I always get a
Oh, yeah, this was
coffee
horrible.
30 minutes before we
Oh,
land.
that's different.
I always get
I
it.
remember.
Yes, and the woman, what a fucking bitch this flight attendant was. Oh, I hated her because we're going to land, and she looked like Krause from Benson, if anybody's over 70 watching this. and I asked for a coffee, and she was like, "We've put her with, you had the whole flight
Yeah,
to get
she
a
got
coffee."
shitty with
Oh,
us.
she got really shitty.
But when we're flying into Sofia, Bulgaria, sometimes I get upset on planes.
Yeah.
And on the little ones, they bump a lot.
Yeah.
And I was just not doing good. And I was watching us coming. I was like, "Please, can we just hit the ground?" And we started coming in, and it's one of those cities where it's pretty close to the city. So you're seeing the buildings. It's all really unsettling. And then all of a sudden, right before we hit down, the fucking guy pitched up and he starts rocketing to the sky.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
And it was bumpy because there was clouds around,
Yeah,
so it wasn't
you
going to be
see-
smooth.
Yeah, and you hear the engine because apparently someone was sitting on the runways. You know, it's fucking Bulgarian air traffic controllers were like, "Oh, dude, go around, go around. I'm so fucking sorry. Go around." So he had to go around and take another pass.
But I remember that moment because you sunk down and you were like, "Oh, just put it on the ground. Just put it on the ground."
Yeah.
And I kind of related to it, but I was actually like, "Hey, man, we're good." Even, 'cause seeing somebody else nervous made me a little less nervous because I'm always the one who's panicky.
Yes, no, you were calming for me in a lot of situations because there was some shitty turbulence. I didn't like.
And I don't do well at all with turbulence, but for some reason on that one, I felt okay. There was one more thing with a flight too.
That flight?
No, I don't know if it was that flight or the Mumbai flight. God damn it! There was one more thing that kind of freaked. Oh, when because when you're on a gentleman's aircraft, a private plane, you could see right through the front window from the seat because they don't close the door.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to go stand in the galley and look out the front window as they were flying because I was just curious as to what they're seeing. But Louie got a little panicky, and he was like, no, Jim, don't go up there.
Don't go there. I don't like that. Yeah.
Because he goes, I don't want them turning around to look at you. And I'm like, but we're in the air. They're not going to hit a fucking mountain. And it's like, and if there's anything close enough for them to go, all right, get out of the way. Like, but them looking at me is not going to change it.
I always tell people when I fly in those planes that are with me, please don't talk to the fucking pilot. Because some people like to go up like, "What are you guys doing?" Because they don't care.
Yeah.
But I just pictured the guy going, oh, and then bird strike just at that moment.
But then then I think like the guy, the pilot looked back because he heard him going.
Yeah, he hears
and then
me
the flight
panicking.
attendant, and they're like, "Who is Mohammed Atta on the
Yeah,
flight?"
so-
Like they were very. I panicked everybody. That was our first private flight, and Greg is sitting there like I don't know, is fucking Jim Norton like a weird guy, like an
Yeah, and when we went to
Tethered.
Turkey was the first place, because Greece is greasy,
Yes.
but it's Greece.
It's Greece.
And you spend euros there, and then Turkey's the first country where we're like on it's got its own currency and it's a different. And the first sign that life was different was that we're in the airline in the airport, and a cat walks by. And I'm like, and they're like, yeah, it's cats all over the
They're
place.
all over the place
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah.
But you,
India, it's dogs, but cats in
dogs
Turkey.
and cows.
Yeah.
In India.
Yes.
And there was
Cats
cats all over Istanbul. But I was running around filming everything. I really was like the complete tour. I was like,
Why not?
I was like, I'll get content. I really was annoying. But I got a lot of good footage, and I'm happy I did that. A lot of nice photos. And I didn't stay in the hotel, which was my instinct. But if I wasn't there with you, I probably would have.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't. Because I was like, my whole thing was don't regret this trip. Like, don't go, fuck, I
Don't
should have went out
wish you
more.
had done something.
Yeah, like we went in Delhi, India. We went out. Louie's like, let's go to this outdoor music festival, and I'm like, we went out and watched an outdoor concert.
Yeah, it was in a park in Delhi. Here, I just sent, here's us in a tuk-tuk in Bengaluru.
We're taking an alternative means of transportation.
He's making.
I'm making a video.
Yeah.
But it was really, it felt dangerous because you wind up going on a highway like this with trucks
Yes.
and cars. That was a really fun. I'm glad we did that too. We just
Yeah.
wanted to, Greg, look at see Greg. That's
He was just-
that's Greg's soul right there. That's exactly how he felt about every one of these little excursions. He
Yes, and then here I'll show you. We got that driver wanted a picture with us for some reason because we were just like yelling and screaming in the back, and I think the driver just got his sense. I don't think he recognized any of us, but for some reason when we landed, he was like, "I want a picture."
Yeah.
So that's us with the tuk-tuk driver.
and we took one with him. I don't know why he decided to do that.
Yeah, he was like, "I really like a picture."
Maybe it's the first time he's ever had 3 men crammed in there.
Yeah, it
he's
could
like
be.
some fucking white homosexuals jumped into my tuk-tuk. He wanted to show his friends to mock and laugh at us. But I also, by the way, before I Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I thought that was the surprise of the trip for me because I didn't think I was going to enjoy Hong Kong. I didn't really care about Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And I loved Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I loved the people. I loved the show. It was all Chinese people.
Yes.
Which again, you also pointed out. It was very funny.
They were all Chinese. Yeah, the first thing I said when I got on stage there was, "You were all Chinese." And I was surprised because I thought maybe it's going to be expats or fucking. This, by the way, that's the tuk-tuk driver. It's just one of the.
Oh, you drew him.
Yeah, and that's you in the mirror.
That with that little weird,
Yeah,
like
that's
fleshy shape.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
like a testicle in the mirror.
Yeah,
That's me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I loved Hong Kong, and I went out by myself and walked around for hours, and it was really, what a great city, man. I was on
Yes.
those little, I was obsessed with those little tram cars
Yeah.
that you could take through the center of town.
The double-decker tram cars are like these, but they're like Chinese.
Yeah, I guess that was the only thing that was different.
Yeah, no,
Is
they
it-
were because they were boxier, and we went to. Keep thinking of images that I have.
Yeah, please.
So in Hong Kong, we went to a temple, and let's see if I have.
What was the temple in Hong Kong? Did I
So
go to
it's
that?
a temple that's.
Oh yeah, I went. To, I
Yeah.
got yelled at because I was. What was I? I was filming in there, and they don't like you filming in. I walked in with a camera. Is that the one where I?
No. That was in. That was somewhere else.
that Thailand?
I don't think they cared in. Or maybe I might be dumb, but But backing up to Thailand for a second. So after the difficulty of traveling in India, as fun as it was, we landed in I've been everywhere, and I always like high luxury. I lost money on this trip because I just wanted to be comfortable, and I was on the road for so long. But Bangkok Four Seasons was insane. It was just a massive complex.
Yeah.
And it was the highest crazy luxury.
I've-
There, after all this shit of experiencing
Yeah.
stuff, I went to the fucking pool, and I got a pina colada and
And a burger.
and I smoked one of the cigarettes I bought in India, and it was Yeah, it's insane in there.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
2 pools and the gym.
Yeah, the gym
Everything
is
about
beautiful.
it was it was just, and the rooms were spectacular. Like I've never been in a hotel where I was like tempted to not go anywhere because I liked the hotel so much.
Yes.
I almost didn't blame Greg for not. He's like, hey, why would I go out? And
I went out less in Bangkok. But yeah, Hong Kong is like, when I moved to New York, I wanted it to be this old, beautiful city like from the 70s movies, and it ain't. It just ain't. New York has just changed. But Hong Kong is like a beautiful old. Yeah, there's those trams, those double decker.
I
trams.
love those.
And I love things like this. If you look on that image, there's also the taxis are what they are is Toyota Corollas. That is here. That's I would say a 1986 Toyota Corolla. And in Hong Kong, that's a 2024 Toyota Corolla, because they're great fucking cars, and they still build them that way for the taxis. The taxis are these red things with the white tops, and they're old cars. And I hate new cars. I hate that cars have a screen instead of dials. And these guys, you could tell they use the clutch and they keep the car. They work really hard to keep the car nice. And this driver was taking us to that temple, and then he started playing maybe he got sick of us talking.
Yeah.
But he started playing like really loud, like house music.
Oh,
yeah. Well, it was weird.
We also had the Japan. To me, I loved, but it was difficult to navigate because it's very unfriendly for English for some reason. I thought that would have been a little easier, but we stayed right by the train station. In a very nice hotel right by the train station. We walked downstairs and we were in the train station, but I've never felt so in a major city so completely disconnected from knowing what the fuck I was doing, because your maps were not working that well. I was trying to find a currency exchange, and I felt very lost in Japan.
Yeah, so did I. It was tense.
But we did have a good thing. We went and we took the bullet train, which I wanted to do, and I was glad you decided to go, because it was like a 2.5 hours to Kyoto.
Kyoto is like if you went from New York to like Atlanta. I think in distance, I might be stupid, but it's 2 hours. It's because the train, I had a speedometer on my phone, and I clocked us at 180 miles per hour was the fastest the train was going.
It was moving great.
Yes, and it's smooth as hell.
And we got bad sushi there, which was the only place I've had bad sushi.
Yeah,
we had terrible sushi in Japan.
Really shitty sushi. There's some more pictures. I don't remember what I said. Okay, so this is us in Bengaluru, I think.
That's where in that Muslim marketplace.
That's right. This is.
Yep. As soon as we get out of the cab.
Yep, and then that's the 2 old guys holding hands.
Oh wow, you got the picture of them.
Yeah. And
they probably were family. Now I feel guilty that I threw things at
them. That's us in the cistern. These were where they kept water during the Eastern Roman Empire in Istanbul.
What's it called? The cistern?
Cisterns, I think. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, that was very nice.
That's the temple, and so this temple in Hong Kong. It's a Taoist temple, and one of the deities or whatever it is for scholarship. Like there's a hand with a pen that's made of brass, and it's worn out because people touch it, and I touched it. Like let me keep writing, you know. But people come to this temple all day to ask for. There's all these ways of getting blessing. And it's like an errand. Like someone's got their phone in their hand, like the way that you go to get your chobani or whatever it is, you know, yogurt. They just walk in, college students and old ladies. And there was one lady who had her son's application for college or something. Like it looked like, what I caught from it is that he's taken the exam for college that day. And then she's got his picture on her phone. And she's touching it to all of the stuff, and she's burning stuff, and she's just asking, please let him get a fucking passing grade. I'm sick of him living on my couch. And then there's another one where you put a bunch of matchsticks in a bowl, and you kneel and you shake it. And if and one of the matches inevitably falls out, and that's the one you use to light the. But it's like this thing. They're like, oh, I gotta meet Joe, but I gotta stop here and I gotta do this.
I didn't know that's what that was.
I was there for a long time after we were there, and it was it's really something. Man.
Wish I would have known. I would have brought a picture of my limp dick and put it up against something and fucking lit the candle. But it smelled like incense. Incest. It smelled like
incense.
Yes.
Yeah.
No wonder I loved it. No, it smelled like incense. It was really strong incense.
Yes, and you buy. There's like these bundles of incense and candles that you buy there. And these guys that run it, you can donate pretty much anything you want to buy them, and then you're lighting candles, and then they just keep dumping them out. They just keep the cycle going. But so this was in Tokyo. There was an overpass that's just like the subway, like the Dumbo here, you know, like just a gray fucking concrete overpass, and there's little restaurants. And I walked by it. It was raining. And I saw that's where everybody's eating lunch, like all the working people, all the business people, everybody's in there just eating lunch. So I ran in there and I asked for some kind of chicken, and this was chicken thigh, and it's got like pink egg salad on it, which I was like, what the fuck is this? That's one of the most delicious things I ever ate in my life.
You were more adventurous with the food than I was. I was so panicky about getting food poisoning, but you were eating the fruit in India. Like, you were careful, but you were like adventurous, and you ate enough stuff. And the last thing we did was Hawaii, which again was a pleasant surprise because I didn't even know I would love Honolulu as much. I'm really happy we went when we did.
Yes.
And we have, again, this is going to come out probably Wednesday. We want to rush this out.
I thought you were about to say, this is going to come out a little racist, but...
Yeah, exactly. They just ruined the country for me. Insert race, insert country.
Yeah.
But this will come out probably, the audio will come out, try to get tomorrow night and then Wednesday for the actual podcast.
Yes.
To promote the fact that you're doing the bowl.
Hollywood Bowl.
You took one more. I remember you deciding, like, do I want to do this gig? And the tour is over. And you said yes to it. Which, how are you feeling about it?
The one thing I learned on this trip is I want to start playing smaller places from now on.
Yeah.
I just really like, because a lot of the stuff I did on this tour was really dumb or offbeat, and a lot of stuff were the fun. I like the feeling of when I say something on stage and people go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And when you actually hear it, when you're in a small enough place that you hear somebody go, "What?" and then someone else kind of giggles at that, and there's more like interchange in the room. When you're in a huge place where it's just like a general feeling from the crowd, I don't get the same satisfaction. It doesn't mean I know how to play those places. I've played at arenas for years, so I can put on a good show there. But I don't usually like playing big. This is a commercial for me playing a big place.
Yeah, nothing I hate more.
I hate it. No, but then the Netflix bought my new special, which was really great for me. And then they asked me to be in the festival, and they asked me to play the bowl. And I never played the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
So, the Beatles played there, and Jimmy Buffett.
Oh.
And so I thought, why not? Anyway, so yeah, it's on Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday, May the 5th. Tuesday, May the 5th.
Yeah, and
it's
you're going to
though.
be there.
Yes, I am. And I'm happy you're doing it. Like, I mean, again, it's like it's a fun gig. It's a great way to close out the tour.
It's a nice last show, and it'll probably be my last show for a long time. This was the hardest tour I ever did.
Yep.
So I'm not going to be on stage for a long time, at least a couple of years, I think.
And I was I was happy you decided to do it, but because of how you were feeling, I was like, I don't know if he's going to do this gig or not, because you said, like, I just want to relax now and take a year and a half off. So I'm glad you're doing it, man.
Yeah.
And thank you. I loved the trip. I mean, I really loved it. It's one of the best things I've ever done.
We were together for 6 weeks like brothers. It was great.
I loved
it. Forget it.
Thank you so much for calling my show. The episode's over, it's time to go. Good luck, stupid, good luck, stupid. I hope everything works out. Good luck, stupid, good luck, stupid. Don't blame me when it doesn't work out. Good luck, stupid, good luck, stupid. Don't blame me when it doesn't work out.